and welcome to your message. This is going to be a collective general message. I want to take what resonates with you personally, as usual. Something's very relevant, specific, or I'm hearing pertinent, but there's a sense of urgency for some, I would say. For some, this message will resonate today, the day that I am posting it, okay, April 15th, 2025. For others, this message will not resonate until exactly 1 year from now, okay? Why that is, I don't know. Only you would know. I guess Spirit knows already because they're specifying this 111 as I say this. So those are two very specific groups of people. Now I'm pretty sure others will see it in between time, but for today and exactly 1 year from today is very significant for some. So take that as it resonates. Like I said, there's two different energies here. Now, if you resonate with divine counterparts, twin flame journey, anything of that nature, divine connections, there's a message here for you. And if you're just in a particular romantic relationship, there's also a message here. Now, if you're in a relationship, the message was your relationship is not progressing because of the people you have around you. Those who are going, 222 as I say this, are going or should be going into divine union, reunion. Your message was 2, 3, 4 as I say this. You're not reuniting because you still have people around you who do not approve of the connection. And when I say approve, it's not like they have to. But there's an energy of blatantly, I'm hearing undermining. That's not what I wanted to say, but obviously someone needs that word. They're blatantly rejecting your freedom of choice, okay? This message is specifically about those closest to you. So close circle friends or friends and family members, okay? There's something really off about my camera today, 333. But it is what it is. I'm not gonna try to adjust lighting and all that, but so to those messages I want to say, if you were triggered by anything I just mentioned, this message is definitely for you, okay? There's some truth in what I said and you know it deep down, okay? Because the truth hurts. That saying is very true, okay? Because when someone holds a mirror up and reflects the truth to you, and that's an energy that you're still dealing with or struggling to grasp, that's a message you're struggling to grasp, then it will trigger you. Now, there's two types of triggering. I am an activator and I trigger a lot of people. So it can be positive or negative. 444 as I say that. It's all with good intention. It provides healing, okay? Now, this is a message of letting go of people, literal people, okay? We're not talking about walking away from a job or anything like that, but if you feel that resonates, take it as such. But there's so many things coming in at once. But understand that when I'm giving these messages, I've already been there. Because I'm here as a guide, as a teacher for you. And I'm not going to tell you anything that I haven't already been through or experienced, or suggest anything, or give the message of, oh, Spirit is saying this needs to be done, or whatever. Trial by fire. I go before you. It's how I can relate to what you're going through or will go through. 555, things are changing and you need to be flowing with the change is the message, okay? Now, before I started this reading, my daughter felt the need to put on a load of laundry. It's a message. Everything is a message. When I'm preparing, everything can be a message. So, dirty laundry, it needs to be taken care of. Today is significant. Today is trash day. Somebody needs to take out the trash. It's all a message. It's all synchronistic. And today, they actually came on time, and they're usually late. So there's very energy that's significant about today. Now, no matter which way you were triggered, someone's going to be triggered to take immediate action on however this resonates for you. And some won't get it, and they'll reject that message, and it's not going to hit home until exactly a year from now. Okay, those are two very specific energies. So just take it as it resonates. Now, I don't know how long this video is going to run. Of course, as you tapped in, you already saw how long it was. So I understand my different platforms' energy dynamic and who's looking for what. TikTok's a very different energy than YouTube. TikTok is like instant gratification. People want to know what's good coming for them and, stuff like that. 747, as I say that. Ace of Swords, they just want that immediate, oh, something good's coming for me. On YouTube, whether you know it or not, whether it's subconscious or it's, for a fact, that's why you come to watch your videos, because there's something you want to heal, whether it's subconscious or it's in the forefront of your mind, okay? Because you're learning when you come here about something, because I'm going to go into energy that will trigger healing, okay? Even if it's people that just come here to snoop and see what's going on. On a subconscious level, especially if it's family members, they want to know something, okay? And I'm going to get into personal experience because I already know that's where Spirit has me going. But when I speak about triggering healing and having to remove those who, first of all, let's go back. Some literally may need to go back in time. You may have to sit and think, okay, who is it I really need to let myself go for? So that's somebody's energy. Who have you been letting yourself go for? Those horn honks are your confirmation. Who have you been letting yourself go for? Okay? That's self-sacrificial energy. So if you have been denying your heart's desires to appease other people, you've been letting yourself go for other people. Now, in this particular case, we're specifically talking, and I'm getting family members because mother and father came up first, but it could be very close friendships, people that you've known for years. If this is how you know somebody's really supporting you in your decisions and you in your individuality as a human being and free will, respect your free will. you'll know that that is a fact if they don't try to sway the choices you make. If you let somebody know just you want someone's opinion, and you let them know your situation, and they say, well, you have to do what's best for you, you know, only you can live your life, and things of that nature, those are people who have your best interests at heart. They want to see you happy. How do you want to live your life? You know, and they support you and cheer you on. Those who simply want you around so that they can, I'm gonna try to put it delicately, so they have benefit or access to you when they need you, will sway you from going in your own direction. Because once you are using your own mind and judgment and discernment, those type of energies understand that they can't play you. They can't keep you in the pocket. Okay? So, like I said, I go before you, trial by fire. 11:33 as I say this. I've already done the work. I've already held the mirror up to myself. That's why I can look at the mirror with no problem. And I move from my heart space. I've already detached from the energies that I know would hold me back. The energies sent in this lifetime to do just that, so that I could prove to myself how strong I am and choose my own path and such. So this is definitely going to relate to someone. I detached from my mother a long time ago. And this is not in any negative type of connotation, okay? And I don't say it with any malice or cruel intent. It just is what it is. When you understand where the healing has to come in, you detach from where the hurt started, okay? You cannot heal in an environment that was created to break you, that has caused the hurting, and stuff like that. Which takes me to my son. I've detached from my own child. Why? Because he was raised by me, instilled with the upbringing of my mother, who was not healed, okay? And so he got a different version of me in his upbringing. However, we clash because he's still in the past. There's regret and resentment and all that stuff. So when you are healing and moving forward, but someone is trying to hold you to your past, even though you have changed and are moving forward, 1331, as I say that, and you're able to look at the mirror and that person isn't, you have to detach until they're ready to heal. And nobody can do that healing for them. Just like nobody can do the healing for you. You would have to do that on your own. You can have guidance. You can have help in that direction, but ultimately you would have to do it on your own. It's a wanting. You have to want to heal. So I did get some confirmations because, like I said, as I was coming to do this message, there were things that were coming into my awareness. And dragons are very significant, and I was getting dreaming. So there's something specific about dreaming. And this is a relationship message. So it could be divine counterpart message for someone resonating as that you're dreaming of one another. Dragons. Now I have a dragon here because I'm a tablet cover. So this color, purple, different hues of violet, purple, okay, third eye and crown energies. But I had a notification that also had dragon in the title. So there's something very significant about dragons and dreaming, or dreaming of dragons, in particular, maybe baby dragons. But just take it as it resonates. So I'm going to see what message Spirit has further into what was already being channeled to me and what we've already discussed. Oh, there was two affirmations that came in prior to me starting the video. And one is, my healing is already in process. But when I looked at the message, I thought it said progress. So that is a message in itself. You may feel like you're not making progress with your healing, but you are. And it's always a process. We're never fully healed. It's a process. How long it takes depends on you, though. How much are you willing to heal and forgive and move past things, not suppressing, actually healing, okay? And the other one was, every step you take is guided by love. Trust in its wisdom. When you detach from these people, because I always want to say energies, because I move from energy, but when you detach from these people, trust that you're moving away from them for a good reason. You can detach from people with love, with no animosity in your heart, and still be able to detach, and because some people you just have to love at a distance. If they don't want the best for you because you want more for yourself, that's a heavy indicator that that's somebody that you don't need in your circle. It doesn't matter what title they hold, okay? It doesn't matter if the same blood runs through you. Blood ain't thicker than water. Blood does not, it's not a requirement. 1717 doesn't say this. Blood does not require you to stay attached to someone, okay? And as I say that, the loyalty card is here. When I just grab this deck and set it down, the loyalty card is on the bottom. Some people may feel like they need to be loyal to someone just because they are your blood. Because you can, it's loyalty to a fault. It's being detrimental to your own well-being, is what I want to say. So let's see what comes out from this deck. Spirit, what messages can I channel through for the collective meeting them at this time? Suffering in silence. This is an energy I'm feeling like all in my solar plexus. It's an energy of like someone literally saying, do I really have to let them go? Okay. And let me just say this because the scenario did come up earlier. And for y'all who go to your Bible for things, I know the Bible says once you are going into a partnership, you no longer cling to your parents, okay? The family you're creating is your priority. There does not need to be approval from anyone else except you and whoever is involved in your connection. Not this outside world, not family members, not friends. You are the ones in the connection, okay? Because guaranteed, your parents are not coming to you for approval for anything, okay? They live their life, have lived their life, or whatever. It's time for you to live your life. 1919, as I say that, and that is the sun energy. All good things could come for you if you want it. Release the past and move into your own independent future, okay? Spirit is putting an emphasis on independent. I'm hearing someone still hasn't left the nest energetically, okay? So, leaving the nest. So maybe maybe you don't actually live at home, but it's like you still have, it's still like you're living under your parents' roof. Something very significant about today. This card would not go back in the deck, okay, as I'm shuffling. And at at 2020 on the timer, my right ear started ringing. Something very significant about today, so let's go into that. Something very significant about today that may be the only card that they wanted me to get out of there. So it says today, okay? Good vibes now, in the moment. Okay, so Spirit, what do we have here? And I opened the deck up to the Devil, and Knight of Pentacles is in the deck reversed. This is letting go of those toxic energies. And let me just say off top, if you're holding on to toxic energies, and I say toxic because it doesn't matter in what form, 2112, as I say this, karmic relationships, toxic relationships, these are people that you're in some type of romantic, familial, or even career relationship with, simply to learn a lesson. You learn the lesson and then you move on to your correct path. I don't want to say correct path because that still is a correct path. You just need to learn the lesson. Some people hold on to those relationships thinking that they've been in my life so long, they're supposed to be here. No, it just took you a long time to learn the lesson, is actually what it is. And even if that statement triggered you, it is what it is. That is your truth that you need to grasp, okay? The King of Pentacles is in reverse. And when you hold on to these negative energies, okay, they can stop the flow of your income, your money, okay? Because it's the negative energy. Money is also energy. Now, right behind the Devil on the other side, 22, as I say this, is the King of Coins. Same card, different deck. King of Pentacles, King of Coins, upright. So now, let me see, how can I explain this? Because I want you to get the visual. When I opened the deck, it was like this. Okay, Devil upright, King of Pentacles in reverse. Behind the Devil is the King of Coins upright. Do you see, once I remove this Devil from in front of the King of Coins, it's upright. But when I split the deck, okay, they would be face to face. Okay, you have to face whatever these people, whoever these people are, and begin to remove them. Now, it may be painful. Okay, somebody may have just gotten a tattoo. It may be painful, Ten of Swords, to do this. But do you want that connection more than you cherish yourself and whatever you're moving into? Okay, are you putting a long-term connection in any way, shape, or form before yourself, before your needs, before your desires? You got to say, I love you, but I love me more. I have to go my own way. This is my life. Now, I'm saying you have to. You don't have to. Because like I said, for somebody, this is not going to, you're not going to ingest it. You may be listening to the message right now and hearing it, but you're not ready to receive it, okay? And so most likely you will be one of those who it'll hit you a year from now. So let's see what actually comes out of the deck. And these cards just fell from in front of these while I'm trying to shuffle. And this is Seven of Wands. It says worth fighting for. Okay? Make a stand, face it head on. And I just said face to face. The Devil with the King of Coins in reverse. There may be a lot of people who depend on you financially. And if you go your own way and create your own family, that means it's less money for them. Okay? It's my life. Don't back down. Haters gonna hate. Liberty. Bald eagle may be significant. Okay, but these two eagles are doing the mating dance. And if you've ever seen it, you can look it up on YouTube. It's quite spectacular. Divine connections are kept apart by people, or they try to interfere because it's unusual, it's out of the ordinary, it's rare, because not everybody chose to come here in those type of connections this lifetime. And that's fine. They will have other types of connections, but it will bring about a type of jealousy. Okay. And now I dropped this whole deck yesterday in a reading, and I thought I turned all of them upright, but everything happens for a reason, because the message came through as it needed to. Like literally, I feel like there are a lot. Well, there are some who are like stumped. Like, why is my connection not coming together? Or even if you're just in a regular relationship, a more common relationship. You know, why is me and my partner always at odds? It's because of outside interference. Especially in a divine union connection. Outside interference. That's why before spirit, your team, your ancestors, before they allow you to move forward, it is a requirement that you let go of those negative, toxic energies. You will not come together, because if your partner has alleviated themselves in their life of the negative, toxic energies, and you haven't, and there's people on your side who don't approve of the connection because they think it's irrational, they think things like this don't happen, it's all in your head, you're making this up, those type of things. If people on your end feel that way about your connection, that's harm. Okay, those type of connections would cause harm to your counterpart. So your team, your partner's team, is not going to let the connection come together, because your partner needs to be protected as well as you do. Okay, you have to protect the connection, and I'm speaking to masculine energies because you're the protector. And as I say that, the Emperor, okay, Eight of Cups is right behind it. There are masculine energies who need to detach from familial ties. What other messages are there, Spirit, for the collective meeting them whenever they are ready to receive this message? I'm hearing spillage. Like maybe somebody's Seven of Pentacles. Maybe you spoke about something before it's time. Like let something slip. 2929. That's 1111. Maybe you spoke about something before it happened. 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I mean, and this person is checking. You may bake. This person is checking to see if these are done, okay? You may have opened up the oven a little bit too early, right? If you're making a cake and you open it up too early, the cake can fall, okay? Now, this has to be about somebody speaking on things too early, or maybe you feel regret because you felt like you shouldn't have spoke to some person around you about a connection. As I said, that 3014 was on the timer. The number may be significant to someone, but you can always go back to the beginning and start over. 3030 as I say that. 10 of Cups is what, and the 6 of Wands is right behind it. Ten of Cups is what someone's looking for. The divine union. This is a union of divine counterparts. And they want it to be successful. This is also being out in the open, okay? So someone may have spoken too soon on a connection, put some information out there in the open to those who weren't very receptive or supportive of it. I'm hearing public humiliation. Let me go to this other deck because there's a, I think the card is called, I think it's Pillory. The Pillory card. And I said something about leaving the nest. The nest card is on the bottom. Someone's still energetically in the nest, like looking for approval from parents, or don't want parents to be upset with them when they make a decision, some type of decision. But it says moving on, no one home, cycle completion. It is a completion. This is a detachment and a completion of a cycle or situation so that you can move on to your own newness, okay? New life. This card says new life. But this deck has a card in it that says Pillory. And it's a very old school things like what is putting someone in the stocks to where they get like things thrown at them. It's a punishment. But it's literally to create public humiliation is what it is. But let's see what comes out from this deck. It's obviously a message here because that card is in this deck. And I just saw the very likely card as I'm speaking about this. So it is very likely that this was a situation that happened. What does the collective need to know, Spirit, at this time? The universe. And on one of the splits, this is what I saw. And I didn't take it, even though I felt it was a message. So that's a message in itself. That's second guessing, okay? Follow your heart. Your heart's not going to lead you astray. You are moving in the correct direction. However this resonates for you, you're moving in the correct direction. The interference is what will lead you astray, okay? 3314 as I say that. Source, infinite, unending, enduring, awakening. This is, I said I'm an awakener, okay? Confirmation if you heard that horn honk. This is the universe stepping into a situation. This is divine intervention, okay? Somebody needs to be awakened to the truth. You need to see the big picture, okay? Someone's perspective needs to be adjusted, is what I feel is the message from this card. It says, perspective, the big picture, all that is. You create all that is in your life, whether positive or negative, by the decisions you make. And the youth is here. I said someone energetically is still in the nest. This youth card has to do with, and it says mutable. The mutable signs are Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. Mutable means, and I will say in an unhealed energy, you do not make decisions based on your own accord. Even though Pisces is emotion, if you think about water, water flows around things, over things. It adapts to its environment. So when I say mutable, no matter what the sign, and also Gemini is there, mutable. In an unhealed energy, this is going along to get along. You go along with the crowd. If you're in some type of divine union, you weren't meant to go along with the crowd. You were meant to forge the path, okay? For others to guide themselves down so they can see how you did it, okay? This would be not wanting to rock the boat energy, Okay, so then you sacrifice what you want, your heart's desires, to move in such a way that doesn't cause an uproar, is what I want to say. But the key is to be strong-willed, okay? This message, family, this message is going to trigger you in acting in such a way that's going to be beneficial for you, is what I believe. Because I feel there are key few people, maybe a handful of people, that are going to take immediate action because you're tired of the same roundabout. Okay? And I don't even drive. And if I'm in the car and we get to a roundabout, there's a couple of them here, I don't like that energy. It's weird. It feels weird in my body, like that roundabout energy. And that card is in this deck. And I don't fully know the meaning of it, but I know it's in this deck. This message is going to activate something within you that says, I need to put the family I want to create, my heart's desires, before anyone else. Before anyone else's opinions or view of how I'm going about putting together my own family. Okay? It says loyalty, faithful, allegiance, parents. Some people literally hold allegiance to their parents' beliefs, views, ideas, whatever the case. Okay, 37. As I say that, you may be 37. This says affection, support systems, origins. Origins is very significant. Kindred spirits is here. Origins and kindred spirits gives me past life connections, okay? And here's the unlikely card again. And it fell out with the Black Widow card. This Black Widow card is the devil energies. The devil is already here. Okay? Those negative, toxic energies. And it says unlikely. At this time, the situation or outcome is unlikely to occur. And 39 is here. It is unlikely you can move forward or will move forward if you hold on to the toxic energies. They fell out together for a reason, okay? This will be unlikely if you hold on to this type of energies, whether it's exes, whether it's, and I don't get this, and I've never understood the concept of people remaining friends with exes. I've never grasped that concept. Doubt if I ever will, because it doesn't make sense to me, but people do. They remain friends with exes for whatever your reason may be. Okay? It's someone's situation because it's coming up. If you had a toxic connection with an ex and you broke up for a reason, why would you hold on to that negative energy? It's just like I spoke about in a few readings. Even if you're holding on to things that someone, a negative energy, a negative person, a toxic person gave you, you have to get rid of it, or you hold on to their negative energy. And then you'll wonder why things aren't going right in your life is because you're holding on to the negative energy, whether it's possessions or literally that person. So take it as it resonates. What are the messages does this collective need right now? Child. This is another card of child here. And this says fixed, stubborn, inner child. Do what you love. Somebody needs to be real stubborn right now when it comes to your heart's desires. Because on this child card, I'm going to show you the difference. These two, they're looking at each other. When children are young, they just come together and play and do whatever makes them happy. On this one, it looks like they're posing because somebody made them, because their parents made them take this picture. 40-40 as I say that. And it was like, it was 40-40 for a while, like it didn't move. That was an interesting energy. So you may be at a standstill. You may feel like you're stuck because you're still like in the nest. Somebody needs to be real stubborn right now and do what you love. Time to play. It's really standing out. Simple things. It says delight in simple things. I feel like people make things out to be harder than they really are. But like I said, if you're moving into your own family situation and people around you are not supportive of that, those are energies that are detrimental to your connection. And when an evil eye, because I'm seeing the evil eye little sign, symbol, people don't understand that the evil eye thing is real, okay? Because energy, we begin as energy. If someone is sitting there looking at you and they have all these negative thoughts running through their mind, now depending on your own frequency, it may not affect you, but it could, depending on when your frequency dips and you're in a low vibration. Someone's constantly sitting there thinking negative thoughts about you. That's why a particular person will pop into your mind out of the blue. Or you'll get a phone call out of the blue from somebody you didn't want to hear from. These type of things is because that evil eye energy is in play. Now, like I said, depending on your frequency, it may not be able to touch you, but you want to be, that's the point, to be mindful of your own energy and your own frequency and moving from your own heart's desires. Because when you're moving from this space, whatever energy is being sent towards you, it'll be deflected, it'll be turned right back around and sent back to them. So they would be harming themselves, is the message. So keeping your frequency high, literally, because people have tried to kill me and I'm still here. So with that being said, your frequency matters. The positivity, this today card, it says good vibes, okay? Like this lady, I love this card. Whoever made these cards, this is perfect imagery for this. Because when it's your birthday, you don't give a fuck. Oh, this is my day. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a high vibe energy. She lighting a cigarette with the birthday candles. Like that energy and being in the now moment and being grateful, okay, are high vibrational energies. It keeps you there. And I did literally see the airplane card, which speaks about ascension, okay? High vibration. On the bottom of this deck is the roses card. Love, romance, affection, appreciation, devotion, fond, delighted, emotional IQ, gifts, friendship, enchanted. The line is, I was enchanted to meet you, okay? And that goes back to the energy of a reading I just did about being, and I keep wanting to say fanciful, and I know that is not the word. That is not the word of the title. But fanciful is coming out for a reason. Fanciful, 444 as I say this, 4444 actually. Fanciful describes the Knight of Cups. That's a word that's used to describe the Knight of Cups. So obviously that energy is here because it does say passion, enchanted, and romance. And that is the Knight of Cups would be following your heart, you know, following your heart's desires. That's something that definitely needs to be mastered, okay? However, this is resonating for you. Closing messages, please, and thank you, Holy Spirit. This message is already 45 minutes. What does the collective need to know to close this out? Person of water. Okay. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is an energy of, but I love them, in an unhealed energy. Person of water, the emotional idealist, emotionally connected, psychic, empathic, intuitive, sensitive, heart-centered. In an unhealed energy, the water energies will just go with the flow. Water also forges a path. Okay? So Queen of Cups energy is the person of water. Cancer, okay, is the Queen of Cups. However, it has to be balanced. You have to master this energy to where you're not letting people run over you, or you're not just going with the flow. And sometimes you do want to go with the flow, but not if that flow is against your heart desires, okay? Is what I want to say. And now, like I said, triggering people. I know I'm going to trigger some people with this message in a negative way. And literally, it says down here, takes things personally. Because water signs are a little sensitive, or a lot sensitive. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to learn how to not take things personal, because everything's not directed intentionally towards you. You feel like something's directed intentionally towards you, is because it's something within the message that you need to work on. Okay, let's see. What does the collective need to know most at this time to close this message, please? And thank you, Holy Spirit. That message came out so quick. And let's see. And I'm hearing don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. So I don't know, take that as it resonates. What areas of your life are you avoiding? Are they causing you upset, worry, disrupted sleep? If so, these are the areas you need to focus on. As much as you don't want to, it is necessary. When spirit speaks, spirit speak. I'm just saying. Tackle your demons head on. Tackle your demons head on. Don't allow them to rule you for a second longer. And I don't feel like I need to go any further. Spirit just drove that home in the best way possible. So with that being said, I wish you all the best in whatever this situation, however it resonates for you. I hope this message was helpful in the way you needed it most. Thank you for receiving this message, and take care.